Hey YouTube, got another knife review for you. This is a knife by SOG. It's the Gov-Tac. Right, and it's kind of a military, it's an old school sort of a military fighting blade. The length of the blade, it's about six and almost a quarter inches. Right, and it is AUS 8 steel, Japanese stainless steel. The handle is coated with Kraton rubber, provides a very good grip. The knife arrives fairly sharp, medium to high sharpness, I would say. It's not a razor, but it's nothing to laugh at either. But yeah, the sharpness was pretty good. Alright, and here you see the blade itself. It is a partial flat grind. The tip design is a very pointed drop point. See, it comes to a very fine tip. You see there is texturing right there at the base of the spine, some sharp jimping to apply more pressure, certain cuts. See, it has two grooves that run parallel to the edge and to the spine. Looks nice. And you see it has a matte black, military style coating to the blade, and for, protection, wear resistance, rust resistance. See, it has a very slight choil, a ricasso section there, and a slight choil there. And the guard, the pommel, see the lanyard hole. And the nice differently colored stacked pieces there and there. The fit and finish on this knife, it has very good fit and finish. Very first rate. The handle is a textured Kraton. And you see it has a palm swell in both this direction and this direction. And that plus the guard, it really locks your hand in. Locks your hand in very well. This is the sheath that it comes with. It is a Kydex sheath. It's molded Kydex, and it has this right here for basically squeeze those. Right, fits on your belt. Retention strap here. It's a horizontal strap with a button closure. I would prefer diagonal. And also this part right here holds the knife in. Alright, now one thing I didn't like about the sheath, well, first let me say what I do like. I like that it's so lightweight. Okay, it's very minimalistic. It's not like overly bulky, and it is fairly strong. You can bend it a little, but it's stronger than it would look. Alright, so I like that part of the sheath. The drainage hole there, eyelets for lashing it, so forth. Alright, but what I didn't like about the sheath, and the reason that I'm not actually going to put the knife in the sheath here, is because when I first got the knife and pulled it out and then, put it back in and tried the sheath out, the sheath was actually so tight, I had to yank it out with a lot of force, and it actually started to scratch up the finish on the guard, and even started scratching up the finish on the knife itself. Now I was able to rub away the marks, okay, so it didn't permanently damage the finish, but I would have been really pissed off if I got a brand new knife and the sheath damaged the finish. That would have so I don't know if I just happened to get a sheath that was super tight, and I don't know if they're all like that or just mine, but the sheath that I got was just too tight, and I tried loosening those screws. Didn't seem to help much. All right, and I'm not trying to bash on the knife at all. I still think it's a great knife. I'm just telling you my personal experience. I think I might have just happened to get like a bad one. I doubt that they would. I really doubt that they would all be like that. And the way I feel, you know, with a knife like this, which basically is for soldiers that would, you know, be betting their life on this knife, I feel that if the knife design is good, you know, most knife makers mess up on the sheath. I think like probably 70% of the sheaths for good knives are crappy sheaths. So I've pretty much come to believe if you find a good knife design, you know, don't let the sheath stop you. You can have a sheath made, and a custom sheath will probably serve you better even than a good factory sheath anyway. Just my 2 cents. Alright, and here is a size comparison. Now I wanted to show these two knives. I've already reviewed the SFK knife. I wanted to show these together because they have a very similar purpose, a similar mission, and it kind of shows the options you have, right? And they're practically the same length as well. The SFK has a D2 steel, so it has a tougher steel, right? But the mission on both of these, they're basically modern-day military hand-to-hand combat weapons. And you pretty much have a choice between double-edged daggers and either very pointed Bowie clip point or very pointed drop points in this case. It really depends on your training. All right, either one can certainly do the job. All right, YouTube, so my final thoughts on this knife. Excellent fit and finish and very efficient design for what they are selling this as. Yeah, it would definitely, you know, if you do your part, this would definitely be able to do exactly what they advertise it as, which is more of a single-use military blade. Right? So if you're a soldier and if you feel you need that, and you like this mid-size, you know, it's about 1.5 inches shorter than a K-bar, so not as much reach, but it is a lot more handy, especially if you're getting in and out of vehicles, etc. So yeah, this would certainly serve. I recommend it if you have that you know, that gear requirement. Hope you enjoyed the review. Stay tuned for many more. I'm out of here.